West Valley firefighters struggling to keep up with inflation, now asking voters to approve a levy lid lift. That's coming up.
Also here at 6 and only from Apple Valley News Now, we hear direct from Tiffany Smiley, who's running for Congress just in time for tomorrow's big election. Plus, what's happening at the MLK Center in Pasco? Our Jill Sperling is looking into this. Here's Stacy.
Right, well, we've got clear skies, a beautiful day. Sprinklers on, probably a good afternoon to run through those. 98 degrees. Will we have any more thunder and lightning like we did this morning? I'll get to all those details in your First Alert full weather forecast. Austin.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6 on your side.
We hope you had a good weekend. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. I'm Austin Reed. First at 6 tonight, Election Day is tomorrow, and West Valley Fire and Rescue is now asking residents to vote in favor of lifting the cap on the existing property tax levy rate. Now, Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell spoke to fire officials today who say they'll need the increase in the long term to deal with inflation.
Inflation has driven up the price for a new fire truck by tens of thousands of dollars. Other costs for firefighters also on the rise.
We are paying more for fuel just like everybody else is, but we can't counteract that without going to the voters.
West Valley Fire and Rescue can only increase their budget by 1% a year.
Our current fire budget, $1.8 million, we can raise it $18,000 a year.
But firefighters say they need more to keep up with inflation and meet future needs,
such as replacing engines, replacing equipment.
The ask for voters to approve a levy lid lift to bring the cost per $1,000 of assessed property value from 89 cents to $1.14.
If we bump it up the 25 cents that we're looking for, it'll increase the budget by about $400,000 or so.
If the levy lid lift passes, the owner of a $400,000 home currently paying $356 a year would pay $100 more.
I don't want to pay any more taxes than you do and than our taxpayers do, but it helps fund us, it helps fund our mission. And so that's how we have to do it.
If not, fire officials say they won't have enough to make all the repairs, replacements, and other needs outlined in their 5-year plan. In West Valley, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Emily, thank you. If passed, the new rate would take effect starting next year. And if you haven't popped your ballot in the mail for tomorrow's primary, you still have time to drop it off at an official drop box. You can drop your signed ballot off anytime before 8 p.m. tomorrow, August 6th. The Washington primary election will determine who moves on to the general election in November. One candidate is hoping to take over for Dan Newhouse for Congress. And over the weekend, former President Trump endorsed her. We're talking about Tiffany Smiley. Coming up within the next 15 minutes and only from Apple Valley News Now, we'll go one-on-one with Smiley. So be sure to tune in. Again, that's coming up in just a few minutes right here at 6. And right now on AppleValleyNewsNow.com, we have a whole section dedicated to Tuesday's primary, from who's on the ballot to updated numbers tomorrow. Again, head to AppleValleyNewsNow.com. Turning to fire season 2024, the Retreat Fire southeast of Natchez has burned through more than 41,000 acres of land, and the cost is adding up. Fire officials say they're almost halfway to containing the fire, and without strong winds to fan the flames, they continue to make progress reinforcing the lines around the fire. According to the National Interagency Coordination Center, though, the cost of the Retreat Fire has already surpassed $9 million, with over 500 personnel and specialized equipment on scene.
We've had limited air resources, so that's kept some of that down, some of those costs. But I think every team is conscious of the cost and tries to make good decisions so that you're keeping those costs down.
Highway 12 remains closed between White Pass and the Y Junction, with State Route 410 and evacuation notices remaining in place for residents in that specific area. Fire officials fighting the Battle Mountain Complex fire say they believe the blaze started due to lightning strikes in the area. The fire was first reported back on July 17th, right near Ukiah, Oregon. The Battle Mountain Complex fire consists of 2 wildfires that have combined. It has now burned nearly 182,000 acres. It is at 36% containment.
Lightning last night, and pretty much over the entire fire. Most of the lightning was a little bit west of us, but today, we have a heightened awareness for initial attack. In Division Whiskey, that area is looking really good. Lighter fuels, so less arduous mop up, if you will.
Now, as the fire is impacting Morrow, Umatilla, and Grant counties, in less than an hour from now, fire officials will be holding an informational meeting in Heppner. It's taking place at the Heppner City Hall. Officials will provide updates and provide time for a Q&A session, and that's going to start within the next 30 minutes. Governor Jay Inslee has declared a statewide emergency in Washington due to the wildfires. He issued the proclamation on Friday, saying that the state has been experiencing unusually dry weather conditions and extremely high temperatures, leading to high-risk fuel conditions in many areas. The governor says the large number of fires this year has also created a fuel supply shortage for firefighting efforts all across the state. The proclamation means that state agencies and departments can use more resources to respond to wildfire events. Large wildfires are now burning in about a dozen states, but officials say they have scorched more than 2 million acres, which is double the size of Rhode Island. The largest ongoing blaze is this one. It's California's Park Fire. Cal Fire says its burn mark, surpassed 400,000 acres over the weekend, and it is the 4th largest blaze in state history. But officials have good news about one of the wildfires near Denver, Colorado. They say firefighters there are containing more and more of the Query fire after its rapid start. Turning to our local weather, did you see the lightning or hear thunder this morning around 4? Well, this is video from the West Richland Police Department. That part of town saw lots of lightning. Now, we also heard from viewers in central Kennewick where extremely loud thunder was heard. And Stacy Lee heard the thunder. I heard it. So, yeah, it was just out of nowhere, or were we expecting this?
Well, we were expecting it, but it was very loud. It literally woke us up out of a dead sleep this morning. My husband said, "What is that?" I'm like, I'm pretty sure that was thunder. But anyway, yes, those thunderstorms popping up here and there are expected over the next couple of days. Most of it gone for today. 98 degrees on our Legends Casino Skycam, looking good on the Columbia River tonight. So things are going to start to mellow out and taper off, which is good. Temperatures around the area still nice and warm in the 90s for most of us, some of us dropping into the 80s this evening. We do have a red flag warning, mostly Dayton, the Blue Mountains of Oregon and Washington, all the way down into Idaho. And we've been seeing some thunder and lightning produced mainly way east of Milton, Freewater, Walla Walla into the Idaho area tonight. But overall, that should be the trend for the next little bit. 65 with some hazy conditions, especially in the Yakima Valley tonight. Winds are light up to 10 miles per hour. We're going to see temperatures in the upper 90s, topping out around 98 in the Columbia Basin tomorrow. Nice and warm. And let's recap. It's warm and hazy for us tonight. Some stray thunderstorms mostly out of our area, but you can't count that out around the region. Fire danger extremely high, and our temperatures for the week are going to start to get towards normal for the first time this summer. Austin?
All right, Stacey, thank you for that. Well, the city of Pasco has been planning to renovate the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Community Center for a few years now, and it has received funding to do so, including some from the American Rescue Plan Act. But time is now running out to use this money, and some of the ARPA funding was recently reallocated to a completely different project. Now, a group of concerned citizens is planning to attend tonight's council meeting to get some answers. And tonight, Apple Valley News Now's Jill Sperling gives us a more in-depth look.
The MLK Center in Pasco is considered a hub for the local community, providing educational programs, social services, and cultural activities.
It's the home of a community that's triumphed over the years. It's a safe haven. It is a very diverse center that receives everyone.
But this center is in need of a refresh.
It's out of date. It's not a modern building. And again, there's a lot of things that need to be corrected.
The city of Pasco has received federal and state funding for the project, but in June, the city council voted to reallocate $1.26 million in ARPA funds to the Boys and Girls Club in order to renovate its leased building. The president of the local NAACP chapter, Irving Brown Sr., says he and others want to know why this decision was made.
We're not out to take from you all. What we're saying is that, why did you give to them and not to this project?
After the vote in June, the MLK Center remodel budget was left with around $5.5 million.
Is it enough for MLK? Very, very likely not. These are all monies that we had requested from our federal and state agencies pre-COVID, and COVID dollars. Inflation has really eaten up on, what we had asked and received.
On July 1st, the City Council heard from the project's architects. They've come up with 3 concepts. One that involves a renovation and expansion, one that involves a partial demolition, renovation, and expansion, and one that would completely demolish the MLK Center and rebuild it.
Currently, the facility is not ADA compliant. There's issues with mold. There's potential other issues, right? How long would it take if we just start fresh?
I don't have a real answer for you right now because we don't have the money to start fresh.
Right.
So we would have to basically double the amount of money that we have right now to even look at starting fresh.
The architects also included a cost estimate for a renovation that would bring the building to like-new condition without an expansion. That price tag, $4.8 million.
We have an opportunity to continue working at renovating this building and expanding the building over years to come that will still give that community feel to the community.
A petition has been drafted asking council to explain why the $1.26 million was reallocated and why it wasn't shared between the Boys and Girls Club and the MLK Center. It also requests the allocation of necessary funds for the restoration project, a comprehensive plan, and engagement with the community.
That was Apple Valley News Now's Jill Sperling. Coming up new at 6:30 tonight, our Monique Ledesma will have an update about tonight's meeting, which starts at 7 p.m. The news at 6 is just getting started. Still ahead, we're going to hear from Tiffany Smiley. She's running for Congress, and we think you'll learn some brand new stuff about her. And Stacy is tracking our new work week weather forecast. 2 degrees below that 100 mark in Kennewick right now. We'll be right back.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
As a Trump-endorsed candidate for Congress against Dan Newhouse, I knew I'd be attacked from multiple fronts. But some of the lies my opponents have been spreading are downright ridiculous. So let's settle the beef. I'm a cattle-raising, gun-carrying, brisket-loving conservative, and I believe in the American dream. I believe in lower taxes and that our farms and ranches make us prosperous and more secure. Eastern Washington deserves a representative that is honest and transparent. So vote for the conservative we deserve. I'm Jared Sessler, and I approve this message.
You love the internet. But do you love your internet? Is your bundle a bundle of joy? Do you celebrate your contract's anniversary? No? You should meet Ziply Fiber. High-speed fiber optic internet means more freedom, more reliability, more speed on all your family's devices, all at the same time. Happily ever faster. Ziply Fiber. Call 1-888-GO-ZIPLY or visit ziplyfiber.com/GoZiply. Plans as low as $10 a month.
When it comes to your health, timing is everything. Health First Urgent Care is your reliable healthcare solution, locally owned and operated, providing care to our community. With locations in Pasco and Richland, we're open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. No need to wait in long lines or rush to the ER for minor concerns. At Health First Urgent Care, we've got you covered with on-site x-rays and short wait times. Your health is our priority. Walk-ins are welcome. You can get the care you need when you need it. Health First Urgent Care, because your well-being comes first.
Adelante. At last, we can finally have someone who understands us in the state Senate. Maria Beltran understands us because Maria is from Yakima. The daughter of immigrant parents, she's lived the challenges in our community. She'll fight for us hardworking people, so there's more work with better pay. Maria Beltran, so finally the state Senate will have a fighter for Yakima and for us. Maria Beltran, adelante.
I have worked with Senator Curtis King for the past 2 years, and I know how much he cares about the constituents in his district. He is well respected by both parties. He is results-oriented, and he works very hard for the district.
We got to elect Curtis King. He has a proven record. We're very lucky to have him as a representative in the Senate.
There is no better candidate for the job than Senator Curtis King.
I'm Senator Curtis King, and I'd appreciate your support. Thank you.
Columbia Ability Alliance needs your support August 7th and 8th during the Giving Blitz. Your donations unlock matching sponsor funds, maximizing impact for those with disabilities and barriers. Text BLITZ to 44834 or visit ColumbiaAbilityAlliance.com/blitz to donate.
Stop thinking, let things happen, and be the ball. Better yet, see the ball with K2 Vision RLE. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
Newscasts anytime with Apple Valley Plus on Roku, Apple Fire, and smart TVs.
Welcome back to Apple Valley News Now live at 6. New tonight, Washington Secretary of State Steve Hobbs is urging Washington's voters to be wary of dubious election information, including deepfakes and other misinformation that have already been spotted during the 2024 election cycle. Hobbs said today that voters must understand that faked material is likely to become pervasive in some corners of social media, citing a July 28th posting on the social media platform X, formerly Twitter, by platform owner Elon Musk that shared a manipulated recording of presidential candidate Kamala Harris. Election day is tomorrow, and one candidate was just endorsed by former President Trump. We're talking about Tiffany Smiley. Well, her press team called our newsroom asking for an interview, and here is some of what Tiffany and I discussed.
It was really community leaders, folks, friends, neighbors in this district that were asking me to run. And so I knew we had to do it. I love this district. This is where I was born and raised. This is where me and Scotty are raising our 3 boys. And this district deserves true representation. It deserves a congresswoman who will take the voice and the values of the people to Washington, D.C.
3 things about you.
Oh.
Questions. So, okay, first off, favorite food?
Ooh, I love steak. I raised steers growing up. I did 4-H, raised steers. I just love a good steak.
Favorite musician?
Oh, I really like Lenny Kravitz.
If you could pick any vacation, what would it be and where?
Oh, that's, I would say right in my home with my family.
Now, to see more of our interview, go to our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. And remember, Election Day is tomorrow.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Well, the big news, of course, today is once again smoke and haze in the area. And as you can see on our Bimar Skycam looking down into the Yakima Valley, very hazy, very smoky there this afternoon. 96 degrees, or feels like is 93. Winds at 9 miles per hour. Now, hopefully, we'll start to see some of that smoke and haze lighten up. But for this evening, this is what it looks like right now. That's that heavy band of smoke all across Natchez and into the Yakima Valley. Lighter smoke elsewhere, but we're seeing that smoke and haze all through the region. Air quality impacts right now, we're at moderate through the region, so it's okay. It's safe this evening. But if you are sensitive to smoke, or maybe your throat or eyes are scratchy, or, getting dried out, my contacts dry out with all the smoke, maybe just remain indoors. Now, we're going to start seeing a northwesterly flow of winds, and that should help to lighten some of the smoke through the area. Here's that overall setup for tomorrow. It's an upper level system track coming right across the Pacific Northwest. We haven't had this flow for a while. We've been been having all of our weather come up from the southwest, and finally we're going to get some onshore flow from the Pacific coming our way. What does this mean to us? It means a little bit cooler air. It means a shift in the winds. It'll be blowing that smoke from the west to the east, so it could impact the Columbia Basin Tri-Cities. But here comes that cooler air swooping in, so temperatures right about normal for this time of year. The heat dome will stay firmly planted where it has been in the southwest for several days. Thunderstorms, abundant lightning, gusty winds, and rapid fire spread. That's why we have a red flag warning for Dayton, the Blue Mountains of Washington and Oregon, all the way east into Idaho. That's tonight. And again, we're keeping an eye on some stray pop-up thunderstorms through the area. Temperature-wise, things are looking good. It's still warm. Yes, it's summertime. But look at this. We're going to be right around our average, just slightly above for this time of year in the Columbia Basin. And some of us will level out right around that 90-degree mark in the next couple of days. So that'll be a nice little relief. Temperatures overnight, again, a little bit hazy. Maybe don't want to sleep with the window open tonight. Temperatures in the 60s, 67 Walla Walla, 65 Tri-Cities, 62 in Yakima. For tomorrow, those temperatures similar to today, maybe a little bit cooler, as we'll see the middle 90s for the Yakima Valley and the upper 80s to low 90s in the Kittitas Valley. Columbia Basin, a little bit warmer as you scooch to the east, with our temperatures in the mid and upper 90s, but under the triple-digit mark, and a little bit cooler along the foothills of the Blues tomorrow, where there's about a 10% chance of a stray thunderstorm. Here's what things look like for tomorrow. Out the door, it's going to be already warm, hitting those 70-degree temps or mid-70s in Walla Walla. Look for some smoke and haze again in the Yakima Valley, mainly a little bit better as you get east to Tri-Cities and Walla Walla, with temperatures close to 90 by noon, and then we'll be in those middle 90s there by the afternoon. Here's a quick 7-day planner forecast. Again, voting day tomorrow. Get those ballots in. We stay dangerously dry, but temperatures are going to level out and keep us right around the average for this time of year. Walla Walla and Hermiston also dangerously dry, but temperatures finally looking a little bit more like they should for this time of summer in the mid-90s. So again, dangerously dry. We're keeping our eye on thunder and lightning overnight. Temperatures are going to be about average the next couple of days of the week. And don't forget to get those ballots dropped off either tonight or tomorrow. Austin?
All right, Stacey, thank you so much. Coming up next, we're talking about the Wazoo Cougs. Stay with us.
I learned the value of hard work right here in these fields as my immigrant parents pick crops. I graduated from Yakima Valley College and Gonzaga, worked for Congress and the state legislature. Now I'm running for state senate because we need someone who will fight for Central Washington. We're losing good paying jobs and warehouses are closing. I'm Maria Beltran, and I ask for your vote because our best days are ahead of us.
Paid for by friends Maria Beltran.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is teeing up for the Epson Tour Road to the LPGA Tournament with an exciting round of the $100,000 Go for the Green giveaway. Win up to $5,000 in cash and prizes every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in August. Play with your club wild card to earn entries every day. Then multiply them up to 10 times on Mondays. Then Saturday, September 7th, 3 lucky players will putt to win up to $10,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton.
Tiffany Smiley is not who she says she is.
Tiffany Smiley started a PAC claiming to raise money to support conservative candidates, but contributions were funneled to pay off her own $1 million campaign debt.
Of the almost $800,000 she raised, only $24,800 went to candidates. Instead, Tiffany used the money on luxury travel and to try to pay off her massive debt.
Tiffany Smiley deceived her donors. Don't let her deceive you.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message.
When it comes to legal matters, you need someone you can trust. At Morphine Law Firm, we are sincerely grateful for the last 5 years of trust and support you've given our firm. Your trust and support have been a major driving force behind our mission for justice. We offer free consultations, and we may not always tell you what you want to hear, but we try to steer you in the right direction. We appreciate your continued trust and confidence in Morphine Law Firm.
You're all looking for something new.
New?
At US Cellular, new and current customers can get the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6 or Z Fold 6 on us.
I usually just try out a new look, but that sounds lit.
I heard their cameras have new Galaxy AI features.
Have what?
Galaxy AI.
Gonna get one now.
I
I'm fine.
New and current customers get the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6 or Z Fold 6 on us. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Well, it's almost election time.
Typical politicians trying to tell us they're conservative.
Yeah, well, that's not Congressman Newhouse. He worked with the liberals to try to remove Trump. And don't get me started on that Sessler.
He's not just a vegan.
Sessler wants a 30% tax on everything we buy.
Even my haircut.
Even my beer. He wants 30% if I want to buy new land.
So the choice is a never Trumper or a vegan.
Tiffany Smiley.
Oh, Smiley's the one.
I really like her.
MWSA Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
All right, time for sports shorts in Washington. The Cougars looking to turn offensive line into a strength.
This is exciting. Alex Crisanti with our sister station in Spokane joins us from the training field.
Part of creating a successful college football program is building in the trenches, specifically on the offensive line. Now, as for the Washington State offense, they've been successful over the past couple of seasons, but have really struggled when it comes to that position group. The running game has been, for the most part, a non-factor, and if it wasn't for Cam Ward running for his life, we'd see a lot more sacks. But when head coach Jake Dicker took over the program a few years ago, he really made it an emphasis to build up the offensive line again.
And I've said this many times, we put them in the slow cooker, right? We don't put them in the microwave, right? We need these guys to take time to develop.
Fast forward a couple of years, and those freshmen that were brought in are almost ready to have a productive role on this year's team.
We finally have competitive depth, where if you lose one guy, it's not such a drop off to where we were at. So it's been a lot of work to get to that point. But now the next step we all talk about is these guys have to go out there and command it, right? We have to be looked at when they watch our tape as a dominant offensive line unit because we're capable of doing so. So obviously need to get Lely back. Rod's been phenomenal. So we just got to keep advancing that group, but they got to be the catalyst of any offensive success. Not the wide receivers, the big guy up front. They'll lead us to all the success we'll have this season.
Now, the Cougs are dealing with a couple key injuries on the O-line right now, but if they can get those players healthy by the start of the season, expect the offense to flow much better than we've seen in the past. Reporting from Pullman, I'm Alex Crescenti.
All right, thank you so much for that report. Go Cougs.
That's right. All right, coming up on Apple Valley News Now at 6 or 6:30 edition. And more about that weather forecast. Are we going to heat up, stay normal, cool down? All the details coming up.
Stay with us.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
If you think a little change in dinner plans would bother Dee Dee,
then you'd be wrong. Let's roll, guys. Good. Hey, split up.
Yep, when it comes to dining out, Dee Dee knows how to roll. From all you can eat to the best burger this side of Mount Adams, Mexican food, pizza, or Asian fusion, it's always fine at Legends. Legends Casino Hotel, because fun is how we roll.
Goodwill provides opportunities for those that might have barriers to employment.
Those barriers could be disabilities all the way up to recently incarcerated, and our job is to find a way to give these folks the skills to find gainful employment in the community.
We provide such a wide variety of training. Our ECC organizations can get somebody a job.
The relationships that are built through those programs gives these organizations a long-time employee if they so wish.
Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
At Toyota's national sales event, we've got a long lineup of vehicles for summer fun, like Camry, RAV4, Highlander, BZ4X, Tundra, Corolla Hybrid, Tacoma, Sienna, Corolla Hatchback, Sequoia, Prius Prime, RAV4 Hybrid, Land Cruiser, GR Supra, Toyota Crown, 4...
Right now, you can lease a new 2024 Tundra for just $579 a month. See your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com to learn more.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
As a Trump-endorsed candidate for Congress against Dan Newhouse, I knew I'd be attacked from multiple fronts. But some of the lies my opponents have been spreading are downright ridiculous. So let's settle the beef. I'm a cattle-raising, gun-carrying, brisket-loving conservative, and I believe in the American dream. I believe in lower taxes and that our farms and ranches make us prosperous and more secure. Eastern Washington deserves a representative that is honest and transparent. So vote for the conservative we deserve. I'm Jared Sessler, and I approve this message.
Hi, I'm renovation expert Scott McGilvery. I know bath remodeling, and I've seen all the gimmicks. Buy now, half off, free installation. This is why I work with Bath Fitter. With 40 years of experience and 2 million installs, I trust their integrity. Bathfitter gives you a fair price and sticks to it with a lifetime warranty. You don't need gimmicks, just a partner you can trust. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
I have worked with Senator Curtis King for the past 2 years, and I know how much he cares about the constituents in his district. He is well respected by both parties. He is results oriented, and he works very hard for the district.
We got to elect Curtis King. He has a proven record. We're very lucky to have him as a representative in the Senate.
There is no better candidate for the job than Senator Curtis King.
I'm Senator Curtis King, and I'd appreciate your support. Thank you.
Looking for a weekend family getaway?
A lot of people come out to go fishing, wakeboarding, water skiing, jet skiing. You can do pretty much all your water sports.
Well, you'll want to see Deer Lake on Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
This is how we make Saturday special. And this is how we go all out. SEC on ESPN and ABC. This is how it's done.
Right now on the area's only live and local news at 6:30 p.m. Discussions about funding for the MLK Center in Pasco will start in just a few minutes. Our Monique Ledesma will have this story, and we'll have your forecast as the news at 6:30 starts now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6:30 on your side.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Austin Reed. That's Stacey Lee.
Yes.
And we still are talking about the thunder.
The thunder this morning. Well, it was so loud. It woke my husband and I up out of a dead sleep. He goes, "What's that noise?" And I said, "I think it's thunder."
Well, it's funny because
it was around 4 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, and I thought my daughters would wake up, you know, freak out, but they didn't. They just slept.
That's good. So that's behind us now. Let's take a live look outside right now. 98 degrees on our Health First Sky Cam. This is right on top of our studios in Kennewick. So looking good. We see a little smoke and haze off in the distance. Not too bad. Our feels like temp is 99 and our sunset at 8:20 tonight. So temperatures elsewhere around the area. It's been nice and warm, not quite record breaking, and nobody hit the triple digits today. We were just under it. 80s and 90s, Yakima, Kittitas Valley. We're in the lower 90s right now in the foothills of the Blues, and those upper 90s continuing in the Columbia Basin. We do have a red flag warning east of Dayton, the Blue Mountains for Washington, Oregon, into Idaho, looking at some possible thunderstorm activity overnight. Most of that should be past us, though, by Tuesday. So again, be fire-wise out there. 65, a little bit hazy, light winds overnight tonight. Tomorrow, 98 will be the top-out temperature in the Columbia Basin. Temperatures in the lower to mid-90s all through the area. To recap, warm and hazy night tonight. Stray thunderstorms mainly in the mountains. Fire danger remains elevated, and our temperatures finally return to normal for the first time this summer. I'll get to all those details in your First Alert full weather forecast. Austin?
All right, Stacey, thank you. Well, the city of Pasco has been in the works of remodeling the MLK Center, but things took an unexpected turn when state funding was relocated. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma reporting from the MLK Center, where a public meeting is being held this evening.
The Martin Luther King Jr. Community Center in Pasco is considered a hub for community members for its educational programs, social services, and cultural activities. But NAACP of the Tri-Cities says the building needs renovating because it is outdated. The city of Pasco has received federal and state funding for the project. But in June, the city council voted to reallocate $1.26 million in the American Rescue Plan Act ARPA funds to the Boys and Girls Club in order to renovate its leased building. After the vote in June, the MLK Center remodel budget was left with around $5.5 million. On July 1st, the City Council heard from the project's architects, and they came up with 3 renovation plans, including an expansion which totaled up to $11 million. The architect also included a cost estimate for a renovation that would bring the building to a like-new condition without an expansion. That price tag, $4.8 million. A petition has been drafted asking council to explain why the $1.26 million was reallocated and why it wasn't shared between the Boys and Girls Club and the MLK Center. This project still has $2.5 million in ARPA funds attached to it. The money needs to be under contract by the end of the year and spent by 2026. NAACP will be at the Pasco City Council meeting tonight, which is at 7. I also will be attending that meeting and will bring you the latest information as I get it. Reporting in Pasco, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
Monique, thank you for that. Other news, and in a crime alert, a 25-year-old man was arrested on multiple felony charges Saturday night in Kennewick. The Kennewick Police Department says officers responded to a report of a theft in progress at the Rite Aid on North Eli Street around 10:30 p.m. When they arrived, authorities say the suspect, identified as Austin Satterwhite, fought with them until he was apprehended. He allegedly had a gun in his possession, which he was not allowed to have since he is a convicted felon. He also had multiple outstanding warrants for his arrest. The man was booked into the Benton County Jail. After a year-long investigation, 2 illegal marijuana growing facilities have been busted. Several agencies raided the operations on Thursday in Grant County, and about 40 law enforcement officers were on site at the 2 connected properties. The officers detained 6 employees. They said that one of the grow sites was about the size of a football field. Detectives say that these facilities were part of an organized illegal drug operation. Investigators headed to Yakima next, where they seized over 400 pounds of marijuana with a street value of around $400,000 and arrested the alleged leader of the drug ring. He was booked into the Grant County Jail. In Kennewick, police came upon a transient encampment on private property in the 4300 block of West Canal Drive on Sunday morning. Officers found one man on the property who had a large amount of narcotics and paraphernalia on him. Based on the items, including a small electronic scale, the man was taken into custody for both criminal trespass in the 2nd degree and possession of a controlled substance with intent to deliver. In Moses Lake over the weekend, a deadly vehicle versus pedestrian collision is under investigation. But deputies are now looking for information from the public. That's because they say the male pedestrian was on the southbound side of Road M and was struck by an unknown vehicle that would have been traveling south. Evidence suggests the collision happened in the early morning hours of Sunday. The body was discovered around 6 a.m. by a passerby who called 911. The Grant County coroner identified 19-year-old Adrian Beza of Moses Lake as the person who died. So now deputies say they are still looking for the vehicle, most likely a passenger car. That vehicle will have right front end damage. And we have an update tonight on the Retreat fire burning southeast of Natchez. It has burned through more than 41,000 acres of land, and the cost is adding up. Fire officials say they're almost halfway to containing the fire, and without strong winds to fan the flames, they continued to make progress reinforcing the lines around the fire. But according to the National Interagency Coordination Center, the cost of that Retreat fire has already surpassed $9 million, with over 500 personnel and personalized equipment on scene.
We've had limited air resources, so that's kept some of that down, some of those costs. But I think every team is conscious of the cost and tries to make good decisions so that we're keeping those costs down.
Highway 12 remains closed between White Pass and the Y Junction with State Route 410, and evacuation notices remain in place for residents in that area. Well, Mikey's Chance Canine Rescue is asking for donations this evening. Why? Well, they have a new parvo litter. According to the shelter, the pups were dumped in a crate at the back door of Mid-Columbia Pet Emergency Services in this weekend's smoky heat. Although the owner did eventually call the clinic to let the employees know that they were outside, the 7th sibling did not survive, with one sibling still hospitalized. The total care for this, now an unexpected $4,242. So if you'd like to help, visit the shelter online. Coming up next on Apple Valley News Now, live at 6:30, we're checking in on the presidential election. Kamala Harris could be close to choosing her VP. We'll talk about that. And let's take another live look outside from Richland. Yep, still just below that 100-degree mark. Stacy is up next. She'll have your full First Alert weather forecast.
A good time for all on Deer Lake. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything.
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Tiffany Smiley is not who she says she is.
Tiffany Smiley started a PAC claiming to raise money to support conservative candidates, but contributions were funneled to pay off her own $1 million campaign debt.
Of the almost $800,000 she raised, only $24,800 went to candidates. Instead, Tiffany used the money on luxury travel and to try to pay off her massive debt.
Tiffany Smiley deceived her donors. Don't let her deceive you.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message.
As a Trump-endorsed candidate for Congress against Dan Newhouse, I knew I'd be attacked from multiple fronts. But some of the lies my opponents have been spreading are downright ridiculous. So let's settle the beef. I'm a cattle-raising, gun-carrying, brisket-loving conservative, and I believe in the American dream. I believe in lower taxes and that our farms and ranches make us prosperous and more secure. Eastern Washington deserves a representative that is honest and transparent. So vote for the conservative we deserve. I'm Jared Sessler, and I approve this message.
Well, it's almost election time.
Typical politicians trying to tell us they're conservative.
Yeah, well, that's not Congressman Newhouse. He worked with the liberals to try to remove Trump. And don't get me started on that Sessler.
He's not just a vegan.
Sessler wants a 30% tax on everything we buy.
Even my haircut.
Even my beer. He wants 30% if I want to buy new land.
So the choice is a never-Trumper or a vegan.
Tiffany Smiley.
Oh, Smiley's the one.
I really like her.
MWSA Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is teeing up for the Epson Tour Road to the LPGA Tournament with an exciting round of the $100,000 Go for the Green giveaway. Win up to $5,000 in cash and prizes every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in August. Play with your club wildcard to earn entries every day. Then multiply them up to 10 times on Mondays. Then Saturday, September 7th, 3 lucky players will putt to win up to $10,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton.
When it comes to legal matters, you need someone you can trust. At Morphine Law Firm, we are sincerely grateful for the last 5 years of trust and support you've given our firm. Your trust and support have been a major driving force behind our mission for justice. We offer free consultations, and we may not always tell you what you want to hear, but we try to steer you in the right direction. We appreciate your continued trust and confidence in Morphine Law Firm.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
I think this is my favorite. Okay, hon, what do you think of this one?
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Turning to politics, Vice President Kamala Harris is making a big decision as she chooses a running mate and will be reintroducing the new VP choice very, very soon. Or introducing, not reintroducing. For more on this, let's check in with Julia Benbrook.
Vice President Kamala Harris interviewed some of her potential VP picks on Sunday. 2 of those top contenders from battleground states, including former Pennsylvania Attorney General and current Governor Josh Shapiro.
The Vice President has a deeply personal decision to make. She will make the right decision for her and for the country.
And Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, a retired Navy captain and NASA astronaut. Kelly represents a state President Joe Biden won by just over 10,000 votes in 2020.
Donald Trump wants to drag us back to, his prior administration, which was a bad deal for Americans.
Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota, a former high school teacher and congressman, also on the short list. He was one of the first to refer to the top of the GOP ticket as weird, a talking point that has gained traction in recent weeks.
I just am who I am and put it out there. I think this is going to be really important that the best decision and the best for the vice president to make that.
In the final days of the accelerated vice presidential search, Harris was most concerned with what one source close to the process described as the 3 C's: competence, chemistry, and core values.
At the end of the day,
It will be who she has good chemistry with and feels like I can lead, I can run a campaign in 95 days and win.
Harris and her VP pick will hit the ground running, crisscrossing the country to visit battleground states. The first stop is Tuesday in Philadelphia.
And that was Julia Benbrook reporting. We know that the announcement will come at or before that Philadelphia rally tomorrow.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And we'll start out on our sky cam, Bymar at Tanum Ridge sky cam. That is, look at the smoke and haze. Of course, this is from an upper elevation, and that's where a lot of that smoke is kind of coming through the area. The good news is some of the smoke should start to move out later tonight. Our feels like temp in Yakima, 93 degrees, our sunset at 8:20 p.m. Here's the visible satellite of current smoke. As you can see, it's pretty thick right now, right above Yakima, but things will start improving as that westerly flow starts to move in. As far as air quality goes, we're at moderate right now, and we've been tracking some unhealthy air earlier today. Not too bad this evening. Futurecast smoke, again, we're going to start to see a northwesterly flow coming down. So that's going to get rid of some of this smoke. However, it's going to allow some of the smoke from the Canadian wildfires into our region. So we're not done with smoke by far. We're going to continue to see that smoke and haze. Here's our upper level system track for tomorrow. Finally, the jet stream moving right across, bringing in some Pacific moisture instead of that southwest hot, warm, wet air that we've been seeing the last few days. It's now coming in from Canada and the Pacific coast. That heat dome is going to stay right where it is, where it's been staying in place in the desert southwest. We've got a couple of jets below us, and then here comes that cooler air from Canada. So you'll see those temperatures get to about our normal range for this time of year. Let's talk fire weather. Of course, fire danger extremely high. We do have a red flag warning for the most part of the Blue Mountains here in the Washington state, down into the Oregon Blue Mountains, and then far east into Idaho, and of course other parts of Oregon. So thunderstorms possible in that area with abundant lightning, which could spark some new fires. So we're keeping a close eye on that. Temperatures finally getting back to about normal. Look at just slightly above our line. Average for Tri-Cities 93, so we'll just be slightly above that. A lot of us will be right on par for temperature trends going into the first full week of August. Clear, patchy haze tonight. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Most of us in the 60s tonight. 67 Walla Walla, 65 Tri-Cities, 62 in Yakima, 60 tonight in Ellensburg. For tomorrow, sunshine, warm conditions. We're going to be in the middle and upper 80s to low 90s in the Yakima and Kittitas Valley, the middle 90s here in the rest of the Yakima Valley and the lower valley. Moving into the Columbia Basin, sunny, warm temperatures in those upper 90s, just under the triple digits. Foothills, we've got temperatures there also looking into the mid and upper 90s. Let's take a peek at our day tomorrow. Out the door in the 60s, close to 70 degrees. We're going to see those hazy conditions with temperatures hovering just below 90 around lunchtime, and then we'll hit those 90s and upper 90s later in the afternoon. So plan your day accordingly. Again, we'll keep a close eye on the air quality for the next couple of days. Our temperature staying in the 90s. Don't forget to get those ballots dropped off to your voting centers, and temperature staying pretty average in the 90s for the rest of the week for Yakima and Tri-Cities. Walla Walla, again, a very slight chance of a stray thunderstorm for us tomorrow. Otherwise, we're just going to be dry and warm with temperatures right about seasonable in the averages for the rest of the week. So not a bad looking forecast, Austin. Stay with us, though. Still to come, your viewer photo of the day. It's coming up.
All right. Thank you so much, Stacy. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
The savings continue with Cascade Farm and Outdoors' latest mailer. Save $20 on a Coleman 4-person Skydome tent, now just $49.99. Save on a Yoli Klamath Easy Lift 10x10 canopy. Purina Layina 40-pound crumble or pellet feed is just $14.99. Plus, spring and summer apparel is up to 50% off. Find our latest mailer online or pick one up in-store today at Cascade Farm and Outdoor. Northwest. Homegrown. Honest values.
Tiffany Smiley is not who she says she is.
Tiffany Smiley started a PAC claiming to raise money to support conservative candidates, but contributions were funneled to pay off her own $1 million campaign debt.
Of the almost $800,000 she raised, only $24,800 went to candidates. Instead, Tiffany used the money on luxury travel and to try to pay off her massive debt.
Tiffany Smiley deceived her donors. Don't let her deceive you.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message.
At Fred's, not only do we guarantee the best prices, we prove it. Our live price card keeps things transparent, showing you real-time prices. No gimmicks, just the best prices on in-stock, get-it-today inventory. And when it comes to beating the big box stores, our prices aren't just competitive, they're unbeatable. Check out how we stack up. Whether it's this amazing new fridge or this energy-efficient dishwasher, Fred's prices are always the best. At Fred's, we sell appliances, only appliances.
As a mother and community leader, I know what it means to work hard and make tough decisions. Como miembro de nuestra comunidad, I've seen firsthand the challenges we face. We need affordable groceries, quality healthcare, and safety in our neighborhoods. I am committed to listening and working for everyone in our community. Juntos podemos crear un futuro mejor para el 14th District. I am Ana Ruiz Kennedy. Echémosle ganas. I'll be honored to earn your vote.
I learned the value of hard work right here in these fields as my immigrant parents pick crops. I graduated from Yakima Valley College and Gonzaga, worked for Congress and the state legislature. Now I'm running for state senate because we need someone who will fight for Central Washington. We're losing good paying jobs and warehouses are closing. I'm Maria Beltran, and I ask for your vote because our best days are ahead of us.
Paid for by friends Maria Beltran.
Newscasts anytime with Apple Valley Plus on Roku, Apple Fire, and smart TVs.
All right, welcome back, everybody. While the best human surfers are in the competing Olympics, the dog surfing championship was held Saturday near San Francisco, California.
That's right. These contestants were in it for the fun, not the gold. John Ramos has the story.
There's a lot of people here. It's more crowded than I thought it would be.
They came from all over to Lindemar Beach to catch a glimpse of a wonder of nature. Not the whales, although they were here too, but something even more amazing. Dogs on surfboards.
But this is way better than what I was expecting. It's adorable. I was saying it's like the happiest place on earth. You have dogs, surfing, whales, people are caffeinated. It's amazing. It's amazing.
The World Dog Surfing Competition was back in Pacifica. About 15 surfing canines showed up to compete for a title that no one really worried about.
For me, it's not competition. For me, it's just watching all the dogs surf.
There were 4 divisions, small, medium, large, and extra large, which included Rippin' Rosie. Her owner, Steve Drotter, is a lifelong surfer who says Rosie lives to be out on the waves with her buddy.
There's very few people that get to experience this. I mean, it's pretty small. There's not that many people that actually get to surf with their dogs. And the people that do and really do it a lot have such an amazing bond, and it's a gift to be able to surf with your dog.
That bond is pretty much the same for all the dogs and their human companions.
I grab the surfboard, she starts crying like she wants to go. So ever since then, it's just been like, all right, you're the surfer in the family.
The competition has judges, and they insist there are things they actually evaluate.
How long they ride, how long they stay on the board, and if they do any tricks. Some do tricks, some have costumes on, so it's a wide variety.
I'm not sure about the presentation. I don't try not to pay too much attention to that. It's just nice to see all the dogs out there surfing, competing.
So basically there are no standards. It's just whoever is the most fun to watch. And that's fine with the spectators, many of whom wade out into the water to get a better look.
Just to come out and see it, I've never seen it. I mean, it's relatively close, so we can check it out. So, because I love dogs, and to watch them do something they love.
There's just something wonderful about watching dogs having fun. And to do it with your best friend, well, that may be the real prize.
Whether we win or not, tomorrow morning, Rosie and I will be surfing at Pleasure Point together. So we win no matter what.
Ask any owner and they'll tell you few things in life bring more joy than having a dog. but it seems like some dogs have more fun than others.
You gotta love that.
Yeah.
Instead of hanging 10, they're hanging 4, right?
Hanging the 4.
All right. Surfing dogs, now you've seen it all. All right, stay with us. I've got a final look at the weather, and our viewer photo of the day is next.
Allen Brecky Law Offices recruits and trains only the best. For over 30 years, Allen Brecky Law Offices has been working for your rights. Call 735-0546 to find out what your rights are under the law. They're waiting to help you.
As a Trump-endorsed candidate for Congress against Dan Newhouse, I knew I'd be attacked from multiple fronts. But some of the lies my opponents have been spreading are downright ridiculous. So let's settle the beef. I'm a cattle-raising, gun-carrying, brisket-loving conservative, and I believe in the American dream. I believe in lower taxes and that our farms and ranches make us prosperous and more secure. Eastern Washington deserves a representative that is honest and transparent. So vote for the conservative we deserve. I'm Jared Sessler, and I approve this message.
Hi, I'm Scott McGilvery. I know what bath remodels should cost because I've done hundreds of them. I use Bathfitter in my investment properties because I know it'll be worth every penny and then some. After 40 years and over 2 million baths, they're accountable for everything from design to manufacturing to installation, all backed by a lifetime warranty. If you want a bath remodel you can trust with your money, it just fits. Bathfitter. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic. Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu. We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic.
Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam.
Ugh, and I'm already late.
Add more action to your summer at the Horse Heaven Roundup. August 20th through 24th, world-class cowboys and cowgirls are coming to Kennewick to compete in a top 25 PRCA rodeo for added money of over $200,000. All seats are reserved, so get yours today at BentonFranklinFair.com and take in the action on the best week of summer, August 20th through 24th at the Horse Heaven Roundup.
I have worked with Senator Curtis King for the past 2 years, and I know how much he cares about the constituents in his district. He is well respected by both parties. He is results-oriented, and he works very hard for the district.
We got to elect Curtis King. He has a proven record. We're very lucky to have him as a representative in the Senate.
There is no better candidate for the job than Senator Curtis King.
I'm Senator Curtis King, and I'd appreciate your support. Thank you.
Let's celebrate our democratic republic all year long, not just the first week of July. We have freedoms that are unmatched. Our system isn't perfect, but it's the best.
If you've been injured, get a free consultation from the people who live and work right here in our community.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
And welcome back. Viewer photo sent in from Linda Acevedo. Thank you, Linda. She got a legit dust devil. That's a big one just outside of Othello. You'll see a lot of those going on in the summer. Weather photos, we love to see them. AppleValleyNewsNow.com. Click on the weather tab or the QR code on the right side of your screen. Let's take a look at our 7-day planning forecast in Yakima. Again, seasonal, slight chance of a stray shower, a thunder shower. More than likely not going to happen. Tri-Cities, voting day. Don't forget to get those ballots in. It's going to be very dry with temperatures getting a little closer to normal in Walla Walla. Seasonal temperatures there as well. And here's a quick look at Hermiston. So overall temperatures finally, I can say for the first time, like normal-ish.
Yeah, we like that. I'll take
the first time all summer.
Have a great night, everybody. Hoping your news is good news. We'll be back at 11.
Good night.